Khan, founder CEO of Wanclouds. Today we are going to talk about our company Wanclouds and our product and offerings for multi-cloud domain. So let's get started. Just a little bit about us. We are based in Silicon Valley, California, with global offices, and we have a team of cloud enthusiasts focused on helping large enterprise customers as well as collaborating with cloud providers in solving challenges around migrations to cloud as well as disaster recovery, visibility of infrastructure in the cloud and compliance. So we will dig a little bit deep into that in the follow-up slides. We believe in establishing strong partnerships, be that in the technology area or collaborating around customer problems, and channel partnerships as well. Overall, we want to build our solutions in easy, consumable way, more as a service approach with an end-to-end model where we have both our product and solution coming together with strong support to help enterprise customers deliver not only end-to-end model but also with quality, and customer satisfaction is basically something that we as a company take very seriously and stays at the core of our value as a company. Today's enterprise cloud challenges. So based on our work with many enterprise customers around the globe, what we see is that it usually takes a lot of time and resources and money to migrate to cloud. It's still a big challenge and very painful for customers. There is also lack of holistic DR strategy once you are in the cloud, right? So once you are there, cloud, if there is an outage, etc., there is very expensive models in place today, but it is an area that needs a lot of further look. And the other areas that we do see is that resource tracking in the cloud, as well as having very robust compliance. And in general, what we see a theme is a lack of cloud skills when it comes to many customers that we are working with, where there is a desire to move to cloud or operate in the cloud or expand in cloud, but the skill set is something that's in shortage everywhere. At Wanclouds, we have tried to reimagine this approach that not everything can be solved with people. However, right, support and people is a very important element. But at the center of this approach to solve the cloud migrations and DR and visibility issue is our product called VPC Plus. At the center of this is basically to help customers create a hassle-free experience when they're either migrating to cloud or once they're in the cloud. How do they gain visibility into the infrastructure that they have, as well as creating abstraction of that infrastructure that can be used for DR purposes, and also you can apply compliance policies against that infrastructure. This is just a 100,000 foot level view of our solution, where we have a component that is basically performing discovery of infrastructure and at various levels for different purposes. And from a cloud perspective, we have our own data model and orchestration system that basically the resources that we discover can be then orchestrated for different functions, be that for backup purposes. It can be stored and restored later. It can be translated from one cloud to the other. It can be used for migration purposes, or the data models can be used also to save templates that can be provisioned later on for either replicating the solution or bringing more standardization. So we cover at the infrastructure level, we cover from a cloud perspective, the entire VPC, all the network functions that are natively available in the cloud, security policies, instance profiles, volumes that are attached to the instances, and endpoints, and so on and so forth, right? And we will have further videos on the specific use cases that we'll be going through, that will be available on our YouTube channel and also on our website. As far as our roadmap is concerned, we started last August, launched our solution VPC Plus for migrations with our technical support and consulting, and that has gone extremely well. Now we are evolving our solution with when we are excited to release the features that we have been developing around simplifying customers' lives when they are on the cloud already, be that tracking their infrastructure resources in the cloud, visualizing that infrastructure, or taking snapshot of that infrastructure and using that for DR purposes. So I'll talk a little bit about some of the integration features that we have or support we have for the different cloud providers, and we're excited to launch this new features in May 2021 at the KubeCon event in Europe. Our solution is already in action for migrations as a service at IBM Cloud and being used by many enterprise customers across different domains, and we have been very much involved in assisting customers performing different kinds of migrations, including infrastructure, Kubernetes, and OpenShift. We also have just yet another example of how service provider is using our technology in Bahrain Telecom, where they have a lot of AWS customers, where AWS has a region in Bahrain. So we are assisting them in performing not only cloud migrations, but also offering managed services and support for AWS customers using our product and our services. How we differentiate today, a lot of the solutions are there in terms of bits and pieces, right? And it requires a lot of put together basically and coordination by the customer, and more importantly, customers have to learn new skills, like whether that's Terraform or Ansible or CloudFormation, or use 3, 4, 5 different tools to achieve a simple objective, which can be a very frustrating experience. The other piece that we see, that even when it comes to backup, there are individual solutions for backup for servers, or for database, or for Kubernetes, etc. But there is no holistic abstraction of the infrastructure along with these resources that can be taken and it can be restored without having to making any assumption. Generally, we see lack of visualization. So how do you visualize and stay current with your cloud infrastructure instead of building basically the relationships in your head? There is a general theme that there is various bits and pieces of tools available for different things, but then the onus is on the customer to piece that together to solve the problem. And this is where Wanclouds comes in. We have a single pane of glass to help customers orchestrate migrations. Not only that, we have a holistic approach towards backup and restore for disaster recovery as a service. So imagine that not only you can take a backup of your entire Kubernetes cluster, but also the VPC construct with it as well, with all the network resources, relationships, security policies, endpoints. So, and when there is time to restore, you can literally restore your entire infrastructure in a different region from scratch. And not only that, with the same infrastructure can be taken and migrated to and translated to a different cloud using basically our data model. And more importantly, now that you have the entire picture and discovery of the resources, you can track your resources, you can visualize them, and you can manage them as you go along. This is just a snapshot of our different features and support for the different cloud providers. So for if you look at, and for AWS, you can you can discover and visualize your infrastructure, you can track your spending, you can create compliance policies to make sure, for example, there is tagging, there is all these various things that you care about as a cloud ops team. Then you can take your entire infrastructure blueprints, back them up, and then you can restore them, either replicate them or restore them. In the case of disaster, you can take backups of your EKS clusters. You can move your application around, and the exciting feature is that you can take your, for example, Google Cloud infrastructure and translate it to AWS or AWS to GCP. Similarly, if you look at IBM Cloud, you can take backups of your IKS cluster, you can take backup of your on-prem OpenShift cluster, store it on IBM Cloud, and restore it on either IBM Cloud or back on on-prem. This is all orchestrated through our VPC Plus platform. This again is going through basically some of the packages. So we're open, talk to us. We are ready to help and assist. There's base level features. We have our DR as a service features. And then in the case of premium, this really gives you, especially if you're in multi-cloud between AWS and GCP as an example, you can literally move your infrastructure and replicate it from one cloud to the other. Overall, we are ready to get started to help solve your problems. Please let us know. Our team is actually around at the KubeCon event, but I know this presentation may be available later on for people to take a look. So our product, our expertise, our support is ready to help you achieve your migration, disaster recovery, and visualization objectives. And we are looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much. Please do send us a note or go to our website at www.wanclouds.net for further information. Thank you.